Good morning, stackers. Well, good afternoon, really. This is your pre-recorded, once again, silver, gold, and platinum analysis. No live show today, still a little bit under the weather. Probably will go live tomorrow, but still yet to be seen. But I did want to do another quick gold, silver, and platinum update. This is silver, and it's making a little play. It's making a play for that resistance level. Could it break through today? Quite possibly, you never know. Currently, we're at $29.70 US cents. We're using the tradingview.com website. This is the daily time frame. So you can see very clearly yesterday we did find exact resistance at $29.80 US cents, that previous level right there, resistance there, resistance there, resistance there. So it's a very key level, as you can easily see. Yesterday we spiked up to it, but it was a failed move to hold, so we did break back down below, so we closed underneath that $29.80 level. But today it is making that second play. So it's making a play to break above this downtrend line that you can see was formed right here. We made a play for it here. It was a breakout and then a fail move. So then it became a fake out and a fast move to the downside. Once again, it's making a play. So I could certainly see a break today. Definitely no guarantees though. But what we would want to see is a clear break and a close the day, not a wick above. We want to see a solid green above the $29.80 level. That would give pause to say that we would be continuing the upward trend on the way, and hopefully range for a little bit, hopefully on the way to the final hurdle of 31 US dollars. If I see any month that closes above 31 US dollars, then I go from 99% in a bull market to 100%, no questions asked, bull market territory. For silver, as I said, 99% there. I've got to see that $31 mark. For me, your opinion might be different. But let's just see what happens with this $29.80 level. You can see it's a very key level. Let's have a look on the relative strength index. And I've got something to talk to you about in terms of my best buy zone down here of 28 to 26. I'm still while we're below 29.80, I'm still in the 70% chance. So there's a 30% chance I'm wrong, and I would happy to be wrong, but 70% chance that we hit the best buy zone of between $28 anywhere down to $26. I'm going to show you something in a second that gives me pause to think that that was a really good level that I drew in. I'm going to give myself just a little bit of props in a second, but let's take a look at the relative strength index on the daily time frame. What's that telling me? Right here, you can see obviously we went into that extremely overbought. We have been trending down. A little bit of could be a bottoming there. Can you see there? Bottoming out there, bottoming out there. We definitely curved up from there. We're actually back above the yellow average line, and just out of interest, you can see that we have broken through right there as well. So that looks positive, but we're not out of the woods just yet. That's on the daily time frame. Let's take a look at the weekly, and the weekly might tell a little bit of a different story. Look, it does, but we're looking midweek, so you could very easily see, and I'm not saying this is happening, and I don't give definites and anything like that, but you could easily see a scenario where we come back up and we at least test this sort of $30.30 area for the week this week, whatever it is, starting Monday, July the 1st. So that's a definite possibility, but you just have to watch out for that $29.80. And for me, if we do not break that and hold that this week, then that head and shoulders pattern is probably still potentially in play. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, if that doesn't play out, if we don't break above that $29.80. So just keep that in the very small back of your mind. I'm definitely not saying it's happening, but again, 70% chance at this stage that we hit the best buy zone. Speaking of my best buy zone, I've been talking about this for a while, which is, as I said before, anywhere between $28 down to $26 is the best buy zone for me. It was the best risk to reward. If it started heading down to this area, I would look personally at, getting a little bit more. Precious metals in particular, silver. But I want to show you something. I have been subscribing to these guys for about a year. and they are North Star Bad Charts. NorthStarBadCharts.com. It's a subscription service, and I've been subscribing to them. And when I first joined about a year ago, I'd get into it regularly. I'd watch every single thing. They do multiple posts a week, analyses, etc. And then sort of as life goes on, it's a little bit less. It's actually been, I think it's been over 3 months since I've actually logged in and checked any particular charts. But they do post on Twitter every now and then. And it was one of these ones down here. It was about silver, and I don't know if I can find it, but that's all right. What I actually did, they mentioned something about silver, so I actually logged in to the website, and they have a special subscriber-only video. Now, I took a screenshot of that video. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, and hopefully they let me at least show this screenshot. It is subscriber-only stuff. I think they may have actually posted this chart on the Twitter publicly, but hopefully they don't mind. I wouldn't normally do this, but I just wanted to show you this little one that they posted. This is their semestrial chart. Semestrial means every 6 months. Every candle right here is 6 months worth of time. And you can very clearly see, and they've talked about it, and it's very obvious, the big cup, the handle right there. You can see the two arcs right there. This is all very simple stuff. But what are you noticing? They just recently drew in this little area right here. $26 to $28 semestrial resistance, now support. And what they're talking about is, and I would happen to agree, that because at the end of June 30, at the end of this month, or the start of this month, sorry, the end of June, finished this 6 month candle, and it closed above this $26 to $28 area, which happens to be that best buy zone for me. Now, you're going to have to trust me. I promise you, I didn't see this ahead of time. And that's not why I put 26 to 28 as my best buy zone. Nothing to do with it. I think it just so happens that we line up technically on our thoughts on silver in particular. So I find that very interesting. It's good to see that some very excellent technical analysis people, total professionals, these guys see that 26 to 28 was a resistance level, but now a support level. They're not saying any kind of chance of going back to 26 to 28. They're just saying it has become support rather than resistance. So if their thing plays out, and if my thing plays out, 70% chance, anywhere down to that 28 to 26 level is in my best buy zone, and then it's also in their support level, 26 to 28. So I like to find areas of confluence, and when I see guys like this, and these guys are really good at their stuff, and it sort of aligns with what I had been thinking, and I promise you that's, again, I hadn't been basing my stuff off their stuff. It's just really good to see. It gives me a little bit of confirmation that best buy zone was the right best buy zone. Once again, 70% chance at this stage while we're below $29.80, but 30% chance could be wrong. So that is silver, and we've talked about the quick levels we need to look for to say that we're going to break out or break down. Let's take a quick look at gold. Gold is holding nicely and is holding above this downtrend line. So I'm still in 70% chance mode of the best buy zone from 22.50 anywhere down to 21.50. That's because we're still not above 2,350 US dollars. So we're just in this trading range. Nothing really much to say. On the relative strength index, let's take a quick look here. You can see the very clear overbought, and then this bounce right here. Looks like we're ticking up on the weekly, but that doesn't really mean much. You can certainly have a couple of weeks of tick up, and then it can turn over very easily. So we are not out of the woods for gold just yet. And as I did share yesterday, just got to continue to watch out for this left shoulder, head, and right shoulder pattern. Is that pattern playing out? It could still play out. So we're not out of the woods for the head and shoulders pattern, in my humble opinion. And what would negate that? That whole 2,350 level. Closing a week above that, and then that would say much less likely that we are, or pretty much not likely at all, that we're in a head and shoulders pattern. But again, 70% chance, happy to be wrong, of that best buy zone. And for my new subscribers, because I have had a bunch overnight, my final hurdle for new all-time highs is 2,400. What I mean by that is if we close any week or any month above 2,400 US dollars, that tells me that brand new all-time highs are coming really soon rather than in, months and years ahead. I'm talking weeks and months ahead, imminently. Rather. So that's a big line in the sand, 2,400 US dollars. For me personally, you might have a differing opinion, and that's okay. So I will go from let's go back to the daily. I'll go from 70%, probably back to 80% chance we hit the best buy zone if we break this downtrend line, and particularly if we break 2,305 right here. A break below a close of any day, I would say a close of any day. Below, not a wick down, but a close. And I would say, oh man, we are back in. That's not looking good. So really watch this downtrend line, and in particular 2,305. But I will leave it at the 70% chance for the moment. That is gold. And finally, platinum surprised me actually overnight. We went from, as I said, platinum is my fickle mistress. It flirts with me every single day. And it even flirts with me on the close of markets. I dream about it right here. Left shoulder head, potentially. Right shoulder, yeah, potentially. We broke back down into this depressed zone right here. Worst 80s band ever, depressed zone. Depeche Mode, depressed zone. Anyone? No? Okay. But yesterday we broke back up. So look, I'm not in depressed mode now. I have to be in, whatever mode. When I'm in here, it's whatever mode. When I'm down below here, it's in depressed mode. When I'm up in this area, it's getting excited mode. And then I'm ultra uber excited in all nether regions of my body. When we break 1,115, that's my final hurdle. Just like I've talked about for gold and for silver as well. But that's all I've got to say. Just watch out for this head and shoulders pattern, which still has a real big potential to play out. That's looking pretty neat right there. And what would be my best buy zone for the new subscribers? It's anywhere down to 900 or all the way down to 750 US dollars. Probably worst case 750. Breaking 750, then we're talking like really not good territory. You don't want to see it break 750, but preferably you don't want to see it break this uptrend line right here, but that's around about your $900 level. And on the relative strength index, we are just ranging at the moment on the weekly time frame. We are still underneath support right here, still under this support, so you can easily see this becoming a head and shoulders. I'm definitely not saying it's a head and shoulders, but just watch out for that move. Yep, it's playing its fickle mistress games with me. That is platinum. I've done gold, I've done silver, and now what I need you to do is, of course, I want you got to head over to my Twitter page. You may as well. That's at x.com/GM Stackers, x.com/GM Stackers. Join me over there. I only have a few followers. I just post the live show and post them when I do the live show. So join me over there. But really, you've got to hit the big red subscribe button on the YouTube channel for the week daily live morning show. So you know what to do. Join the GMS family, and I think I'll be going live tomorrow. Maybe, no guarantees. I'd say definitely from next week I should be okay. So you'll get another update in some kind of form tomorrow. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking, and I'll talk to you later.